All right, we're back with part 2 here. Try and make this a little smoother. Maybe not quite as emotional. But if you just caught the tail end of the prior podcast, talking about reading Michael Johnson's book, American Sprinter, gold medalist in the 2 and 4 100-meter races at the 96 Olympic Games in Atlanta. And there's a section in this book where he talks about taking 10 years to drop a second and a half from his 200-meter time. 21 second 200-meter runner in high school to 1932 at the 96 Games in Atlanta, and how the work and the perseverance and the dedication that he had allowed him to reach that goal, to realize his dream of winning 2 gold medals at the same Olympic Games in 2 different races that it's never been done before. And talk about perseverance, and it's obviously June, right? It's going to be July next week, but in thinking about those high school athletes. So any high school athlete, you're going to college in the fall, right? And you think that you have a finite amount of time. Well, you kind of do, right? You have about 5 years. If you redshirt, maybe 6 years, depending on your unique situation. And essentially, for sure, you have 4 years, right? So you do have a little bit of time, but for those that think it's going to happen immediately, depending on your situation, if you will, probably not as likely. Now, 2, 3, 4 year plan, where you sit down with your coach and you kind of have an idea, you have an action plan, it seems more reasonable. But again, it's going to vary based on individuals, right? And I share, if you were listening to the first message, right? Being persistent and dedicated to what you want to accomplish, that will take you farther than maybe talent without the ambition will. So if you, I don't know, I'm in education, right? So I'm a school building administrator, and it's something that I've wanted to do since I graduated from school in the fall of 09. And it took me from the fall of 09 to, I guess now, the summer, going to be the start of the summer, the 23-24 school year, to realize that dream that I'm actually going to be called a building principal and hold that title. And there were, probably 24 times could have gave up on that and just sold insurance like a lot of my friends did, well, still do, or pursued other, I didn't really have any other interests. I've always been in education, and I've always been coaching, and throws coach jobs, full-time ones anyway, are more difficult to come by sometimes than admin or teaching, for that matter. But the ability to persevere and keep moving forward and keep trying to bank these opportunities that when I was in the middle of them was not what I thought I was going to do for the rest of my life. I didn't know that at the time. I was trying really hard and just trying to learn and continue to learn, and processes and procedures and all these boring things that you might think on the surface don't mean much, but it's kind of how things operate, at least school-wise, right? And it's finally coming to fruition. But if I would have said, you know what, after all those applications in 11, there was transitional, well, I didn't know that they were transitional jobs back then. We were trying to pay for a mortgage on a house that we weren't living in because there weren't jobs in Fredonia that, well, that I could find. So obviously, who the weak link is here in this relationship. But I don't know. Like, looking back now, you don't know what opportunities are going to allow you to open the door, if you will. So, just a quick synopsis. Transition from to Head Start, and I just enrolled in Fisher's Doc program. And one of the field experiences, well, we had to do 4 field experiences. So the first field experience in the fall, it was going to be in the spring of 15, was I was going to work with somebody in early childhood ed. Called Dirk Hightower at Children's Institute, left them a couple messages, finally got a hold of somebody, and they said, yeah, he doesn't return messages, send them an email. So I finally got on the phone with them, set up a field experience, did a good job, well, to his liking, which created an opportunity to secure a position there. I was there for 5 years, wrote some papers, graduated from Fisher, did all these great things, and then finally created an opportunity to transition back to schools and secure an admin role, which someday we'll talk about this one. It's too close now. But that admin role created opportunity to secure a school building principal position, elementary school. So it took a long time to get there. It took 4 years at 2 Head Start positions, and then it took another year and a half to look at, 4 years at Head Start and then 5 years at the U of R, and then another gig through BOCES to kind of figure out what how these behind the scenes data analytics stuff looks, school, end of year state ed reporting and whatnot, which that's really interesting. So here we are. So that's about 10 years. Yeah, about 10 years to get from where I thought I was going to go immediately to where we are today. So anybody who's watched this far, I really, really, really cannot stress enough to continue pursuing your goals, your dreams. Keep moving forward. Have a plan. Right? We've talked about plans ad nauseum, I think, so I think we're in good shape there. But discuss those plans with somebody you trust. Try and get some feedback. Be realistic about your expectations, right? That might be difficult if you just graduate with your bachelor's degree last month teaching, and you're going to try and secure a school building leadership position. Doesn't quite work like that, but who knows at this point, right? Keep pursuing, keep moving forward, keep trying. So when you give up, then you know for sure you're never going to accomplish that specific goal, because you're turning in a different direction, if you will. But I implore you, I encourage you to keep moving forward, keep pursuing those goals, those dreams that you have, and perseverance. At one point, when maybe you least expect it, like I had no idea what was going to happen, we'll create that opportunity. We'll open the door for you, and then it's your job to, when you walk through the door, let those people know, the decision makers, why you're the best person to secure that position. Thank you very much for listening to, I guess, part 2 of Pursuing Your Dreams, Slaying the Dragon, as Michael Johnson's title of his book is called. And have a great rest of your day.